All right, let's begin. Firstly, we need to get you access into Blackboard and then through Blackboard into Turnitin. So what I'll get everyone to do, and maybe Tanya can type it into the chat, is open the Blackboard website, learn.uq.edu.au, and log in, go through your UQ sign-in and authentication. So here I am in mine. Most of us will come directly into the courses area. And whether you are on the list view, here is the list view, or I personally like the grid view, it doesn't matter. On the right is a search bar. So can you please type in Turnitin? All right, thanks, Tanya. Now, what will happen is all these courses will appear. Now, in my case, because of my job, I have 1 million. Hopefully, you only have 1 or 2. And one of them is, it will say Turnitin marking for tutors with a number next to it. All right, can everyone give me a thumbs up when you have found your Turnitin marking for tutors training site in Blackboard? Thanks, Beck. Thanks, Victor. Super. All right. Everyone else okay? Thanks so much for being responsive. It really helps us move on. All right. So please, can you click into the course now? I'm going to click into mine. But yours will say Turnitin marking for tutors. And just a little bit of navigation here. This is a training site, but it's set up with a template exactly how it should be in a real Blackboard UQ site. So there are some learning resources, and everyone, can you click straight into assessment? At the top, according to UQ e-learning guidelines, the course coordinator should have put an assessment summary. And then there are folders in which each assessment submission link lies, including all the related assessment information. Today, we're going to work in Assessment 1, Critical Film Analysis. So can you open that folder and again, give me a thumbs up? Perfect. All right. Just hold your horses there. So everyone's got their access. Now that we're in Blackboard, we're going to quickly review the features of Turnitin. Then we will enter that Blackboard Turnitin link to submit an assignment. While we're in there, I'll talk you through the similarity report and AI writing indicator. But that is not the main reason for this workshop. Today, most of our time will be spent here. How to mark the assignment using the rubric and all the feedback features in Turnitin. So that is the rough outline of today's session. Let's keep going. What is Turnitin? Turnitin is a web-based submission and feedback tool for student assessment. One of its main features is that it employs text matching software to generate a similarity report, and Turnitin is world-renowned now for over 2 decades of database amassing. So student papers, peer-reviewed journals, web articles, etc. It's enormous. So they will match your students' text against the database and give you a report about how much of it matches. It doesn't show plagiarism, but we'll come there in a minute. Recently, they have added the AI writing indicator tool, but I really want to stress this is an evolving tool. We can't completely rely on it yet. It has an online marking platform with many functionalities, including rubrics, annotation, and even voice feedback. And the other feature is that students can upload a variety of file types. So depending on your course's submission requirements, They can upload a PPT, a Word doc, and many other file types. Let's just, as tutors, remember the difference between text matching and plagiarism. So Turnitin will show you how your student's submission matches text in the database. It doesn't show you plagiarism because it cannot tell you whether the student properly acknowledged, credited, or attributed that text or that image or that table. So it's your job when you see the similarity report to quickly check if you're suspicious, if the student has used text or information from another source without the proper acknowledgement. And of course, if they didn't do that, that's an issue of academic misconduct. Okay, we are ready to begin the fun and the games. Now we're going to produce a sample assignment and submit it to Turnitin. Now, late yesterday afternoon, and I apologise for it being late, but I was a bit busy yesterday, I sent you an updated calendar invitation with the resources file in it. I'm going to put it in the chat again now. Can everyone either type in the chat so Tanya can see or give me a thumbs up when you have downloaded and extracted the contents of the Turnitin resources? So I'm just putting it in the chat again in case you didn't download it from the email. Okay, it has uploaded into the chat. Take your time. We'll just give you a minute to make sure you've got all the resources ready to go. So I'm hoping there's enough digital literacy in the room to be able to extract the files and save them somewhere really easy to find, like on your desktop or your downloads folder. Thanks, Beck. Thanks, Victor. I saw that. How's everybody else going? Thanks, Anchi.
That is good.
Awesome. Thank you, Irene and Nadia. Does anybody need help there, or can I keep going? If you've just joined us, I'm thinking, Doreen, I haven't seen your name before. Welcome. Have you got access to that those files in the chat?
I've downloaded them. I haven't yet extracted them.
Okay, super. Just checking. Sometimes if you come in late, you know, you can't see what's already been uploaded. Okay, I'll keep going then, if that's okay. So our first job is to submit a sample assignment. Now, once you've extracted the files in the folder, you will see several documents, including a student A, a student B, and one strangely called Lemons. It doesn't matter which one you upload today as your sample submission. They're just samples. And there's a little bit of difference between them, but that's good because we can compare the results. So now go to Blackboard. Everyone should still be on this page. At the top is the Turnitin submission link, which your course coordinator would create. When you're ready, click on the Turnitin submission link and it will open in a new tab at the top. So keep these two tabs open. One tab is your Blackboard Assessment 1 folder area. The other tab is your Turnitin assignment area. Okay, can I hear from a few people? You were ready to roll?
This is Beck
Hi,
speaking.
Beck.
It's opened up the new link and it's saying, sorry, we couldn't process your request. Turnitin assignment could not be created because it's not due.
Okay, has everyone else got that warning?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, let me stop the share and fix that quickly. And I'll just stop the recording. Well, I won't stop the recording. I'll just pause it briefly. Resume recording. Okay, here we go. Thanks, Tanya, for helping Victor. All right, so what's happened here is, and this often happens, is if the course coordinator has not updated the date in Blackboard. So can everyone see? I'm in yours at the moment, Beck, but everyone should be the same. If that's not updated, then it's going to, stop you from entering. So can everyone uncheck the due date? We won't put a new one in. Let's just uncheck it and we'll make it visible to students. Everybody okay? And I'm just going to go in and show you how I did that again. So instead of clicking on the link, click on the drop down arrow here. Go to Edit. Make it visible to students and uncheck the due date so that there's no due date applied. And I'm hoping that will fix the access issue. And then go all the way down to the bottom right to click Submit. Now, Beck, I just wonder if you're doing it because...
No. If you're happy to do it, I'll leave it with you.
All right, I'll press Submit on yours, all right?
Great, thank you.
Okay, just checking the chat again. Oh, thanks, Tanya. Right, so now I'm still showing you Beck's course and I'm just clicking into Beck's to see if it works now. Oh, no. Oh dear. Okay. Do you have any ideas, Tanya, so I don't waste any time?
So, Ruth, no, I'm just trying to look at other options. And
Okay.
might be. Just give me a few.
All right. I'll just check, and I can't check the dates and Turnitin either because we can't get in. I'll just give Tanya a second. Hello, Hanyu, did you just arrive? Maybe just still working it out. Okay, we really need you to be able to do this yourself. It's crucial to uptaking the skills that are required. So we'll just give Tanya another thing. And I'm sorry, but we might have to go 5 minutes over, if that's okay, everyone. Can everyone go to the Grade Centre under Course Management? Click on the full Grade Centre, which I will do again now. So it's refreshing. Of course, normally your course coordinator will handle all of this. Go to that Critical Film Analysis Turnitin submission link. Click on the down arrow. Edit column information. And can you also make sure there's no date here and that it's unchecked? And let's see if this works.
Ruth, I just tried on number 24 and it didn't work out. I'm just still looking at other troubleshooting.
Okay, worst case, okay, the due date has not appeared now in yours, Beck, which is good. I'll just go back to the Grade Centre. Well, this is fun. No date, no date, no date. Good. And now I will go into the Turnitin again in Beck's. I'm still in at number 21.
It's
Everyone
working. I've just
working?
checked. Yeah, it's
Super.
Yeah, it worked for me as well.
Yay. Okay, that's wonderful. All right, let's just take a breath. So Beck and Victor, thank you. What about you, Irene, Roshin, Nadia, everyone else okay? Oh, that's great. Okay. So normally that's your course coordinator's job. Of course, it's great as tutors to know some of those back end areas where due dates are, because as you can tell, it can limit student access and your own, obviously. Okay, let's resume. I'll just check I'm still recording. Yeah. All right. So click on the link to reveal your assignment inbox in the other tab. I'll just get back to my notes now. Okay, we're going to submit on behalf of a student. Normally you won't do this, but it's the only way you can practice in this simulated environment. So click on this drop down and choose one of the students. Click continue to submit a sample. Now you can see what the student can see. So you're having the student experience right now. Perhaps you've done this yourself in your studies. Choose the file. I'm going to choose student B. By the way, there's only one difference between A and B. One of them has references in there using EndNote add-in in the Word document, and one of them doesn't. That's the only difference. Right, I'm going to choose student B. Normally, you would get your student to follow a file name convention here. Maybe they have to put their first and last name as well. Upload and preview. Now, there's no excuse for students to say, oh, sorry, I made a silly mistake. I didn't know it was the wrong file, because here they will get the file name, the file size, and the word count, and they can preview what they are submitting. Let's click Submit to Turnitin. All right. And now I have lemons here, and I have critical film analysis at the top. You can view the student's submission by clicking on the title or by going to the similarity percentage in the far right area. Now, don't stress if yours says 100% or it's a very high percentage, because Tanya and I and our colleagues, we have been submitting papers like this to the database a lot for running workshops, so the percentages might be quite high. But I'll show you another one later that is not high. Okay, everyone, let's now investigate this similarity report. I'll just wait for everyone to indicate you're ready to keep going. Thank you. Just wait for another couple of people. And of course, you will get this recording. So if you get a little bit behind, but you still understand everything that's on screen, can you just keep watching and you'll get the recording later to practice. Okay. So oh, sorry, Beck, do you need to ask something?
I was just going to check. I can't see, I mean, I've uploaded 2 different documents, but it doesn't provide me with any similarity score.
It may just be processing. Can you refresh the URL at the top?
Yeah.
And it should appear with the color.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
No problem. All right. Now we're going to look at the similarity report. Does everyone see a color next to the percentage? It's probably red because of the database matching, but it doesn't matter for training purposes. So red indicates a very high proportion of matching. Let's go down to yellow, between 25 and 49%, green up to 24%, and blue means no matching. those numbers and colours should not be relied on. Of course, they're going to pique your interest, and that's why they're there. Tanya and I always use these comparative snips to remind you the difference between text matching and plagiarism. On the left, we have a 5% matching score. However, this one on the left is the one that is plagiarised and deserves an academic integrity investigation. The one on the right has no plagiarism because every single case of text matching is acceptable because the student has properly acknowledged the source, or the first one is actually the essay topic. So as a marking tutor, you go in and you use the proportion to investigate. And as soon as you see, oh yeah, that's not a problem, just keep going. Don't worry about it. The AI writing indicator, oh, sorry, I'm going to get you to click on one of those submissions now. It will open in a new window. So if it's hidden somewhere, just go down to your bar at the bottom and find it. All right, let me help you around this area. On the right is a panel that has 3 major sections. The red one in the middle is the similarity report panel. What I'll get you to do now is open that by clicking the red, it's like a pile of papers, and it says show similarity layer. So click on that and it will overlay the student's submission with every instance of matching. To investigate each one, you can click on the numbers in the, now this is a bad example because it's all matching. You can click on the numbers here and it will reveal a preview. Or you can click here on the number. Mine is 86, so I'm going to click there. And by the way, just put your critical thinking hat on. Notice, even though this is a paragraph lifted from Wikipedia, and at the bottom is a paraphrased paragraph from a website, Turnitin has matched this completely because it's comparing to a student paper already in the database. So if you want to investigate the full source, you need to go even deeper to check if this student has plagiarized. You can click over here and open up the full source and other sources as well. Or back to our preview in the middle, you can click on this icon, which looks like an open book in the top right, full source view. So I'll click there and you can see the full text comes up on the right. Underneath the number 86 is also back to the listing of all the sources that were uncovered by the text matching software. So it's not 100% foolproof, but it will highlight areas that deserve your investigation. And as I said before, if you're completely satisfied that it's an acceptable text match, don't waste your time, just move on to an area that does deserve your time to investigate. All right, now let's have a look at the AI writing indicator. The AI writing indicator is, hang on, where's my snip? Oh, I didn't put a snip, that's all right. It's a flag only. You can't trust it completely. You will have to, if you're concerned, you will have to check the student paper, whether they have some inaccuracies in the data. You are very familiar with your discipline and the literature, so maybe you could tell quickly if there's some falsified data or if the references are slightly strange or made up. And then please follow the same process that your school advises you for all academic misconduct investigations. I'll just bring up the feedback studio again. And the AI writing indicator is here at the bottom. Now, this paper, remember what we said, and I'll show you another instance in a second. Remember what we said, that it's not foolproof. Because I know, and Tanya knows, because she's done it more than me actually, the last section is actually from Copilot, which is Microsoft AI. Now, because the similarity report has matched with a student database paper, it's not coming up as the AI score. But of course, you'll probably investigate this student based on the text matching anyway. Okay, just give me 1 second and I'm going to bring up a better example for you. So I need to get out of Beck's there and go to my own showcase. Hang on. Just so I can show you a different one. And then we must start the marking. So there's nothing to click at the moment, just watch my screen. I'll get rid of that purple mess. Okay, let's go to this one that says 67%. So the color was different. All right, and we're waiting for the AI to generate. So can everyone see this one has a 19%. I will hide the similarity layer by clicking here. And I'm going to click on the AI writing indicator. And this will open it up in another browser window or tab, I should say. Now, it doesn't give you much information. All it does is highlight an area of interest. So everything in blue has been identified as potentially generated by an AI tool. So that's all it does. It just highlights an area that you have to investigate. And honestly, it's very easy. You could copy and paste a whole sentence and punch it into a browser to do some investigation as well. All right, I'm afraid that's all we've got time for looking into the similarity report and the AI indicator. Don't forget Tanya's there if you have any questions in the chat. Okay, this is the main reason we're here today, and this normally takes half an hour, so that's why I wanted to get to this by 10:30. That's okay. Here we are, we're 4 minutes behind schedule. So you're going to mark the assignment now. You're going to learn how to do annotating on the student's submission with in-text comments. You can also open a bubble comment and give more information to the student. You can set up a comment bank, which is called Quick Marks in Turnitin. You can mark with a rubric. You can give generic feedback, but tailored to that student only. And we do have to mention the best solution for marking if it's a group submission. All right, over here on the left, can you see this good concession strategy applied here is a typical annotated text comment. This one in the middle is a bubble comment, which you have a little bit of text editing and you can put a link as well. On the right panel is the overall comment. So you have text and the possibility of even putting an audio in. Okay, guys, can everyone go back to their feedback studio? So everyone should be on one of these windows. Can everyone give me a thumbs up just to make sure we're all in the same area? Thanks, Nadia. Awesome, Auntie Roshin, good. Great. Okay, we've looked very briefly at the similarity report in this section here. We've looked briefly at the AI writing indicator. Now we're going to activate this layer, which is the feedback and marking area. Excuse me while I change my notes. Okay, let me get rid of that mess. All right, can everybody now reveal the feedback and marking layer by clicking on that pile of papers again? Show instructor feedback layer. Okay, the first thing, remember, we're going to annotate the submission with a text comment. I'll move to a different page where I haven't got anything yet. I'm going to click on the word another. Please do the same. Click anywhere on your student submission. 3 options will reveal themselves to you. Please click on the T, which is on the right. And type away. Good organization of ideas. And click away from it. And there is your first text comment annotated on the student's paper. You can move it by finding the 4-headed arrow. It's a little bit tricky, just hover around and it will appear. All right, good organization of ideas. Let's do another one. I noticed they've got a citation number 4 and 4 again. So I'm going to say another reference would be better. Find the 4-headed arrow. I'll just move it down a bit. That's fine. So we've done 2 text comments. Click again and now choose the middle icon, which is the bubble. Everyone there? Okay, let's write a reason. Let's write a comment, sorry. Excellent linking according to the organization criteria. So I can fix that spelling there. And I can also add a, what am I doing here? Add a link. So let's practice that as well. So I'm still in my bubble here, and now I'm going to add a link. Now you can put anything you want. I'm choosing the library referencing guide for APA. Actually, I'm going to click away from that one and do it over here. So here's my bubble comment. You might need to review referencing and its formatting. And there's my link here. Okay. Just ignore the fact that I've missed the HT. I'm sure you get the idea. You can also, if it's a bubble comment, you can write a lot more text, all right? So you want to give detail, you want to be positive, you want to be constructive and give some action points as well. And you can also highlight by bolding, underlining, or making it italics. Now, the other feature of the bubble comment is that you can connect it to a criterion in the rubric. So don't worry what the rubric is for now. Let's just practice it. So click on your bubble comment, click on Assign Criterion, choose one. I know you don't know what they are, but just do it for practice. And the student knows, I achieved criterion 2 well here. And that's a standard, feedback, good practice as well, to always connect back to the marking criteria. Okay, let's now move on to the overall feedback. Can everyone come back over to the blue panel? The similarity layer is hidden. The feedback and marking layer is showing, and click on the middle icon. The middle icon will reveal the overall feedback or the feedback summary. So you can write in here. So I have written, I know that's very small. Can everyone read it? This is a well-structured essay that achieves most of the criteria to a high level. Things to work on are, number 1, grammar and expression accuracy, and number 2, more specificity in your supporting examples. It's a good idea to personalise this as well. All the best in semester 2, Joe. So this is where you can tailor it for that specific student. Research shows that students are more likely to pay attention to your feedback if you actually submit a voice recording. Here you can submit a recording up to 3 minutes. It is single take, so you can't edit it. Just do it in one go. If you stuff up, there's a delete, but you have to do it again in one go. I pressed record. Well done, Joe. I was really pleased with your improvement this semester, and I look forward to seeing what you do next semester. Please take the time to review all the annotated comments that I've made on your submission and check the criteria. Stop. And there's the recording there for Joe, who will think you are super for bothering. And it's a very, look, that's only 16 seconds worth, so it's useful to do. It doesn't take much time or effort at all. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is look at the rubric. Underneath the feedback icon is these 8 dots in a pile. Can everyone now click on those 8 dots? And notice the feedback summary has disappeared and the rubric has appeared instead. It's your course coordinator's responsibility to make sure you have the correct rubric attached here. So you shouldn't have to worry about that. You just have to learn today how to navigate around. There is a drag function here to reveal the criterion descriptors. I'm going to mark criterion 1. I'm going to check that I understand which descriptor I should give Joe. I'm going to give him a 6 by moving the slider. And watch what happens at the bottom when I move to criteria 3. So when I move to criteria 3, the criterion 3 descriptors appear. And for criterion 3, I'm going to give Joe 5. Criterion 2, I put a comment because I was very concerned about something. I'm going to give him 4 for that one. But keep checking here with the descriptors. Right, can everyone see what's happened? A number has applied here. Now, at the moment, you probably cannot see a number here. Is that correct, everybody? So if you're with me, You can see a number here, but probably not here yet. Yeah, okay. Now that's because it's your job to then click Apply to Grade, which is here. Now, there are two places you can click Apply to Grade. You can click here, of course, or if you find this viewing quite difficult, especially if the rubric is really complicated with multiple columns and rows, you can open the rubric up here. Can everyone see that four-headed arrow? So you can open the rubric in another window and just click where you need to go. And can everyone now see there is also an Apply to Grade at the bottom right? But it's exactly the same function. Click Apply to Grade, click Close, and everyone should see a number at the top. It is this number that goes to the grade center. Okay, I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm rushing a little bit now. We have one more thing for you to practice in the workshop regarding feedback and marking. And that is developing some comments in the quick mark area. So this was the rubric. This one was the feedback, marking, annotation, voice recording area. The top one, which I'll put in orange, is the quick mark or comment bank area. There are a couple of ways to do this. If you have comments that you routinely use and you find yourself typing the same thing over and over again, the classic example is incorrect referencing, please use this guide, and there's the link. Then you should develop a quick mark set or comment bank so you can quickly, just with a click, bring in the comment. You can do this as you go while you're marking. So if you click anywhere on the student's submission, the icon on the left will reveal your options for quick marks. I'll just do that again. Click anywhere on the submission, click the icon on the left, and the quick marks appear. You can change the set that you're using. Now, you won't see report writing, and I'll show you a reason why in a second, but I'm going to change mine to report writing, and notice the quick marks changed. Now I'll change it to composition, and I'm going to say that this person has a fragmented sentence. And this comment appears for them. Down here, I'll click again. I'll click on the quick mark. I'm going to change it to, oh, I don't know, source credibility. Choose a more recent source. So this is when you're doing it as you're going on the fly, so to speak. You can also put these into your comment bank. Actually, no, I won't show you that. Okay, what we're going to do is now click on comment bank or quick marks on the top right. Here is the current quick bank set or quick mark set that I'm using. So you can use the drop down arrow there. But if you're not doing it as you go, it might be better as a marking team to create a set of quick marks that you can all use consistently. So you open the quick marks area, you click on the cog icon in the top right. And now a whole new world is available to you. Now, remember I said report writing is not visible to you. That's because I created my own quick mark set called report writing, and that's why it has the pen icon here. All of the other ones that are locked are given to you by default by the Turnitin system. All right, let's imagine, actually, can I just see what type of, we have School of Public Health here, School of Health. Okay, let's do a health area, all right. We're going to make a quick mark set. Let's just practice. You can use your own discipline, but follow along. So in the left column that says sets, click on the 3 dots, click on new set. I'm going to call this clinical practice, pretending I'm in HABS. Submit. Everyone can see here. Has everyone got a new quick mark set with a pen icon? All right, the pen icon is only useful for changing the title, nothing else, and to show you that it's yours. All right, keep your new one highlighted and now go to the middle column, quick marks, and click plus. Accuracy of information. I'm going to call this particular comment. Info given to patient was not accurate. Follow these guidelines, blah, 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 okay? And notice here it says included in the set, clinical practice. So I know I'm putting it in the right one. And I'll click submit. Okay, let me stop talking for a minute. Why don't you try and add a couple more comments to your quick mark set. I always get that wrong. Make sure it stays highlighted in the left column. I'm going to now add delivery of information. Info to patient was not delivered appropriately. Blah, 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 blah. See guidelines. And I'll add one more. Reference to support. Always follow up any patient consultations with direction to support and or resources. Notice at the bottom though, look what's happened. It says credibility, which concerns me. So I'm just going to copy and paste this. Always check. Cut that out. Cancel for now. Come back over here. I'll click out, click back in just to reset it. Go again. Type it again. Now it says clinical practice. I'm going to submit. Now, what happens if you want this quick mark in more than one set? So now in my clinical practice, I have 2. I should have 3, but one of them I put in the wrong set. Now I'm going to search for it. And I think it had delivery, didn't it? In the delivery of information, I searched for it. Here it is here. I put it in the wrong set. I can remove from this set. I want to add it to the clinical practice set. Delivery of information, add to set, and now I'm going to look for my clinical practice one here and submit. I'm going to highlight clinical practice. Thank goodness. Now I have 3 quick marks or comments in the comment bank clinical practice. And apologies to anyone from HABS if I've worded those weirdly. I'm a humanities girl. Now, because of time, I'd like to stop that there. I hope that's been sufficient for you to see the functionality of, I'll just close out of the quick marks area. You've got the feedback area where you can annotate, write text comments, bubble comments, and put overall feedback. You've also got the rubric area where you can mark on the right or open the rubric in another window. And you've also got the quick marks where you can develop your own comment banks. So I've got a few notes on the PowerPoint that I'll send you after this about quick marks. You might like to think about how you organise your quick marks. Is it according to the different domains of performance? Is it by assignment that you have a comment bank? You can also share them with others in the team. That's an important point, actually. Let me show you. By using the import and export set options. So if you have another tutor who you're talking to and showing your quick mark set and they ask you, oh, can you please send that to me? Just export it, save it, send it to them, and then they will open up Turnitin and import the file. So you can use that functionality there to share among the marking team. All right, in the last few minutes, Tanya and I always like to use this opportunity to remind tutors of good feedback practice. Keep the text functionality for short and positive feedback. If you give any negative feedback, make sure it's constructive. That is, it gives action points. So if you write something like unclear, follow up with how they can make it clear. Provide specific suggestions. In the comment bubble, you have a lot more scope to give more detailed feedback. But please keep it simple and respectful with action points. Give an example. In the overall feedback summary on the right, make it more personal. Don't forget the comment bank can be replicated for any student, but the feedback area on the right is just for that particular student. So personalize it. And if you find yourself reusing comments for distinction or, if they get a 4, then of course you could copy and paste some overall feedback to an Excel sheet that you can bring in for your overall area as well and just reuse them. Okay, the final thing we need to show you is, actually, can everyone just give me a thumbs up or a smiley face or something? Does anyone here have to mark a group submission in Turnitin? Anybody? Okay, it looks like not. Just checking in the chat as well. Okay, so I'll keep this very brief in that case. In the assignment inbox area, there is this all students drop-down area. You can change that to filter by group. Now, I've only got 3 students, so it's pointless me clicking on it for now. But if you filter by the group, then you will see only one person has submitted to Turnitin. So our recommendation to course coordinators is that one student submits on behalf of the group. Then the teaching staff, when they're in Turnitin, filters by group and marks that one student. Then you have to go back to your grade centre. Just checking I'm in mine. Yes, I am. And if only one person, here I am over here, my A1 submission link, if only one person, so this person got 54, you would have to write 54 here as well manually for the other, for example, 3 group members. But I won't dwell there because it sounds like no one in this group has to mark a group submission in Turnitin. Just remember, if you want to filter by group, you can do it here. Okay, the 11 o'clock mark has passed. So let me just remind you of some extra resources and support. After this session, you will receive the session recording and resources, including the PowerPoint, by email. Italy, from a different email, will send you a request to complete a short survey, and we thank you for giving us your feedback. We really appreciate it. Your course coordinators are probably very familiar with these mechanisms for extra support. Your course coordinator can also organise a custom workshop. Here we go, custom workshops can be ordered by emailing us at elearningadvisors@uq, etc. So if there's a large marking team and you'd like some custom, individualised help for a particular assignment marking, then maybe you can suggest this. Turnitin itself has loads of resources. The link is at the bottom here, but this is our website, the elearning.uq.edu.au, where you can get loads of information and self-guidance. So thank you so much for coming. I'll stop the recording now, and I really appreciate your patience at the